What up, everybody? This is another recap of Red Dead Revolver. I'm gonna let the music play for a bit and then we'll get right back into it. When last we left off, Red had just finished wrapping up pretty much every bounty in town, so he's being praised as such by the sheriff. The next thing we get sent on to do is grab our money from the bank. This is where we come across Annie Stokes. Annie Stokes is being forced off her land by the governor, Governor Griffin, and she needs to come up with $5,000 to keep her land. Tale as old as time, you know what I'm saying? When she gets back on home, she notices that the last dude who was loyal to her, Sam, dipped from the ranch, and at that same moment, she's being attacked by bandits. So what we do is we play as her. We take advantage of her R2, or should I say her Deadeye ability, which is where she just fires a fucking rocket out of her rifle. Annie Stokes' whole shenanigans, her whole gimmick, is that she is a whiz with a rifle. She ends up slaying every dude at her ranch, and even riding a bull around and popping Holstein off his fucking cow. I love his septum, by the way, in this game. It's very funny. Now, when we get to Annie Stokes' part of the story, I do get a little confused because Red Harlow only comes to meet Annie Stokes after he talks to the bank manager and learns that she might know about the gold mine in Bear Mountain. She doesn't know anything, and she sends us on over to the saloon in Brimstone where we just fucking came from, I believe. So, kind of a wild goose chase, and what's funny is Red Harlow should already know about the mine in Bear Mountain. His dad found it and came home and talked about it in the first cutscene. Luckily, when Red shows up, he does see something on the back of Sam's letter was actually written on the back of a something. We'll find out later on, but it looks like it offers $5,000. Exactly what she's looking for. Now when Red's in the bar, he overhears this conversation.
I cork your whiskey holes. You didn't know him before like I did. Only a cannon could replace that man's arm.
How'd he lose his arm?
We ain't telling you nothing, stranger. Near as I can tell, we ain't even talking to you.
Red takes this just fine and obviously draws a fucking broken bottle to this old man's throat. When Red hears that someone with one arm replaces the missing arm with a cannon, he's intrigued. He immediately thinks of the soldier in green who shot his dad. Somehow there's this weird cut, but the guy escapes, and we have to protect the girls because it's the right thing to do, but also because it just so happens they give us a hint on what to do next. One thing that I found was weird about this is that if you go upstairs, there is a woman taking a bath, two women actually, and if you talk to them, you can hop in the hot bath, I'm presuming with them. It raises your max health, so you gotta do it every playthrough. Well, your first playthrough is the only time it counts. After we beat up all of the assholes who are attacking the poor sex workers, they hook us up with our missing weapons, and they point us towards the assholes who know about the missing arm guy. Red Harlow makes his way down there, and then we have this confrontation that plays out here in a second. I'll just let it speak for itself.
Well, looky what we got here. Don't know its own business.
That's right. Red Harlow, like the genius fucking idiot he is, kills the only person who has a lead on the one-armed man. I don't get his thinking at all here. I don't understand what's going on with the story right now. So Red forgot about the mountain. He forgot about the gold mine that his father found. And instead of questioning people about the one-armed man, he's just doing random jobs and wasting time. He's kind of the worst character ever. I get that he's a legend in the Red Dead universe. It's canon that he's just a myth. But I don't even get why he's a myth. He's dumb. We go through a great boss fight here, fighting Sam. This is what I was talking about earlier. So, you know how you have to hide from Piggy, or I'm sorry, Pig Josh to shoot him? With Sam, you have to get him to bump into tables and then the stage. Now, it took me forever to figure out that he bumps into the stage, but once you do chunks off his health. Every boss fight is a puzzle. Now, for some reason, the sheriff is not too happy about us shooting up the bar in Brimstone, and he actually arrests Harlow, and Harlow actually allows himself to be arrested. This is where we have a weird development where I'm not sure if they're trying to bait the players to think that the sheriff is a traitor or not. So if you listen right here, we're going to hear an evil laugh from the sheriff.
Man.
What's it to you?
He killed my folks.
Well, I'll be darned.
So here's the spoiler. The sheriff isn't actually evil, even though this whole scene makes him seem evil. Here he begins to explain that 12 years ago the US Army went into Mexico, and this is where we begin to find out why Red's family was targeted.
Incursion south of the border.